All right, looks like it's going to be a late one here at ShopTalk tonight. Of course, we had one perfect night, one perfectly on time, scheduled time to go on the damn show. It's going to blow it for the next month. But hey, we're still here Sunday night in the Cycle Source headquarters, 50 floors below street level. Getting ready to go live with ShopTalk. 4.5 minutes. Make sure you hit the like and share button. Spread us around so everybody knows we're going live in 4 minutes. All right, Lisa Ballard in the house tonight. Big props out to Chop Call. Thanks for all the support always. Dennis Frame, Long Island. We're coast to coast, just like that. Click, coast to coast. Thanks to everybody out there at ChopperCon for taking care of us too. It's going to be a great show tonight, man. We got some new stuff we're going to unleash on you guys. See what you think of that. Lots of motorcycles, lots of cool stuff. Stick around. We're going live in 3.5. Right on. So many good. Look at that. Belgium in the house. Jason Holman, what's up, boss? Big D checking in. Thomas Hankies, what up, y'all? Steve Henderson reaching out from Washington. Rob Nussbaum, our ass prod in the house. 2.5 minutes, we're going live, man. Get something cold to drink, kick back. Tony Tello Sr., what's up? Sorry we're late tonight, buddy. A little bit of technical difficulty. We're trying some new stuff here. It's going to be worth it, though. Smile and Heather, that's great. That's going to be our new nickname for you, Blondie. Smile and Heather. Right on. Mitch Pudding in the house. Mr. Magoo, what's up, buddy? Mr. Magoo! All right, looks like everything's filling up pretty fast, so we're going to cut the intro a little short. You guys are all here. We're ready to go. Let's get this thing out of the station and up on the tracks. It's time for another episode of Shop Talk. Here we go. Damn it, before I break anything else, let's just go live with this one. It's been a hard week getting ready for the show, and I've been working on it all day. But hey, man, glad to see you here. I'm Chris with Cycle Source Magazine. Shop Talk, Sunday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're in the house. So many of you guys filing in. What happened? They canceled football tonight? It's good to see all you guys here. We got a great show coming up for you tonight. Before we get into that, I'm going to bring in the crew. I can never say that as cool as Pat Patterson.
I'll leave that one alone.
Guess who's watching tonight?
Who's watching tonight?
Mr. and Mrs. California Cowboy.
No kidding. Stacy McCleary.
Yes.
Stacy McCleary in the house. That's great.
He took his wife fishing last week. He's so sweet there.
Oh, let me see. I think I might have bumped your microphone, Mark. Let me see.
What?
There you go.
Bump?
It's the bump. So, man, finally got back out on the road. Did a little bit of time at the World of Wheels show. Wow, I can't believe it. I said it 15 times right, and Jason's on tonight, and I said it wrong right off the damn bat. Wheels of Steel. Wheels of Steel. How hard is it to remember
Jason,
that?
I promise to beat it into him. I promise.
So dumb. So listen, one of the new things that we're going to do is some field reporting with ShopTalk. We're going to get right to that and take a little trip through the Wheels of Steel. Damn it. Hey, what's up, man? Chris from Cycle Source Magazine, Grease and Gears TV. We're on site at the Central Florida Wheels of Steel. And great crowd. Place is starting to fill up. Lots of killer builders and really good cause behind this show. But what you guys are here for is motorcycles. So I'm actually going to take you around the building. We're going to look at some bikes and we're going to talk to some of these builders. So come on, let's go check out Wheels of Steel. Okay, so might as well start with something that I know and somebody that I know well. Ron Harris from ShopTalk.
What's up, my man?
Long time history in the industry, incredible motorcycles that you build and paint, and we're in the house here at Wheels of Steel. Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about the bikes that you brought here with you?
The ones here's my 59 Panhead. I built a couple years back ago for the Hot Bike Tour. Kind of cool, kind of mocked it up off of like Jesse James Gold Digger. It was kind of my look because I love that bike, so we did the Harman, kind of that little feature with, my own little spin off on it.
Now, this one over here, the number 48, this was definitely a pinnacle in your career. Right?
This is the Vegas bike we did, Artistry and Iron, 2013. Me and Chris and Gary, we all teamed up and we all team effort this thing, banged it out to do Artistry and Iron out there. And she's been away for a few years. I tried to polish her up and bring her out, man. Put her out in the sun a little bit.
What else goes on with ShopTalk right now?
Oh, man, we're just cruising along. We moved in a new location. Just cruise control, man. Working on some new parts and stuff come out for next year. Working on a couple new builds for next year. Trying to work on a paint line, my own personal paint line with some stuff. Just got a few things to work, dabbling in some stuff, man, to see what shakes out.
What do you think about the show here so far?
I think it's cool, dude. Layout here, man. A lot of talent, man. A lot of nice stuff. A lot of cool stuff. I mean, just a great flow. I like the atmosphere. It's good, man. Everybody seems to be, digging it, man. We need this. We need this bad. I mean, after this last year of everything we've been through, man, it's everybody, hanging out and enjoying it and pulling together, man. Hopefully we can get the motorcycle industry back on where we used to be.
All right, hey man, this is Chris at the Wheels of Steel, going around seeing everybody. I run into Eric from F&A. Always great to see you, man. The bikes that you build and the stuff that you come up with. This cat is like a mad scientist when it comes to parts. So last year, Cycle Source Magazine's Performance Product of the Year was incredible, like blowing people's minds, but you got some new stuff this year.
Yeah, I've got a few new things out. I've got a different mag setup that's a single mag setup that's on the shovel head over here. And it turns the magneto around and tucks it inside, so it's a lot closer and, you know, makes it a lot more compact, and, you know, and it has the same advance and retard mechanism, so you don't have to move the magneto to change the timing.
Dude, how do you even, where does this idea come from? How do you sit around and go, you know?
I don't know. Just trying to figure out, solve problems, you know, issues that you have. And I figured out that, you know, changing the tension, you could move the timing without having to move anything. And then it also puts it right back at the same spot every time.
So 2020 was absolutely a pain in the ass. What are you looking for next year? What are you looking for F&A, for the motorcycle industry?
Just trying to keep pushing my product line and come up with new products and try to solve problems and make things easier for people to, you know.
Tell everybody where they can find more stuff out about you and F&A.
Just Google F&A or FNAcustomcycles.com. So that's it.
All right, one of the best. We're here all weekend, man. If you're getting this feed, come and check us out. I'm Chris with Cycle Source Magazine, Grease and Gears TV.
Chris, how are you, buddy?
Hey guys, Chris with Cycle Source Magazine, Grease and Gears TV, and we're coming to you live from the Central Florida Wheels of Steel show. I get better every time I say that. I haven't said it wrong now in like 15 takes. But I'm hanging out here with Justin Kelly from Hang 'em High, and man, what a roller coaster for you to end up here standing next to this motorcycle at this show.
I know it, man. It's been a hell of a ride, from meeting Jason and Jeff in Sturgis this year in 2020, and then to talk to those guys, have that conversation of how I want to get into this side of the industry. I want to become a builder. I want to be able to show my passion and my art, and then to have come home, got that invitation, it was like, oh shit, now I actually have to do it.
Tell us about this motorcycle. Take us through a little bit of the build.
So what it is the power plant come out of a 2003 100th anniversary 1200 Sportster. It's in a Fly-Rite gunslinger frame, and so the concept or the idea behind the build was to take a 100th anniversary bike and try to pay as much homage to what is considered my personal favorite bike, would be like a 1930s 36 knucklehead. And so it's magneto, kick only. I removed the electric start. It has no battery. It's running with a capacitor, foot clutch, jockey shift.
What I got to tell you is great is you stuck with, I mean, it's all about chopper history. You know, you took a motorcycle that had some of the latest technology, and shit can't.
Zero electronics. I cut everything the fuck off.
So what's next?
Man, financially recovering. I feel like soft-tail choppers could be a thing, and I want to do it. I want to do it. I want to show people soft-tail choppers could be fucking cool.
Right on. Well, listen, look there. Tell everybody where they can find out more. They're going to want to watch you for years to come. I can see it in your eye. Like a lot of us, you're too stupid to quit. You're going to be here. You're going to be doing amazing things for years. So tell them where they can watch you.
You can find me, Justin Lee Kelly, at Hang 'em High Customs. We're located in Mansfield, Texas. We're on Instagram, Facebook, all the social media platforms. Just Hang 'em High Customs.
All right, man. This is Chris with Cycle Source Magazine, Grease and Gears TV. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with some more. So it ended up being really, really good weekend, man. Incredible builders, like so much talent in that room. It was ridiculous. And what a great mix. I mean, Heather, you know, when was the last time you can remember going to a show and seeing so many different types of motorcycle builder in that tight of a space that like everybody was cool, everybody was getting along. It was pretty badass.
It was awesome because there were no cliques.
Yeah.
You know, you saw Curtis Hoffman and Corey Souza hanging with Weems and, you know,
Yeah,
Justin
pretty cool.
Kelly, and it just everybody had a good time, and it wasn't, oh, you're a bagger dude, you're a chopper dude. It was just a downright good time. It was awesome. The folks at Wheels of Steel did an incredible job putting it together.
Yeah, so they said actually the attendance was up from last year as far as through the door. The amount of builders and vendors, everything was up. So I'm looking for that to be a much bigger show next year. And next year, we're dragging your ass with us. You're coming.
Well, I would have been
Does
there
he
this
have
year.
to?
I would have been.
No,
You
I'm
know,
just
one
kidding.
thing I do want to say though is like just one time I want somebody to say like, "Hey, dude, what do you think of the show?" And they'd say, "Oh, this sucks. I don't want to be here. I hate these people." You know, just one time. Be honest. You know. Now, I'm bummed I couldn't go. I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
there's reasons why, and for those that know, and you guys can't get rid of me. I'm
Next year.
cockroach. You can't kill me.
Right? Next year.
Yeah.
I will say, Mark, and this is recorded, so you may want to replay it time and time again. I actually really missed having you because
Because you had to do everything.
the whole booth crap. And I apologize
listen,
now
she-
for the condition of the t-shirts and the
She,
totes.
dude, she turned to me at one point and she goes, "You know, Mark does a really nice job with laying everything out, like and retail and stuff." And I'm like, "Yeah, right. Like
Yeah.
he really does look after it all."
You miss me. Pat Patterson misses me.
Well-
Chris never misses me though.
Pat misses anybody that'll help drive that truck too. So we got a great show coming up tonight. I want to remind you guys first that this is Shop Talk. This is something we do every Sunday night, live from the Cycle Source Magazine World Headquarters, 50 floors below the street level, coming to you live through the courtesy of Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio. Dennis Kirk has been our sponsor for quite some time now and really, really strong supporting us. And if you're last minute like me all the time, they can hook you up because they are right at the hub, man. You order that stuff, it's going out today. Someone said some sad news about West Virginia.
West Virginia?
John from
Yeah, I'm trying to
I
find
gotta
it.
go
I
back
apologize.
because I want to make sure we give a little mention to that.
Did I miss something?
From Walter Curo, sad news. John from Past and Present Cycle Works in Moundsville, West Virginia, passed
Man.
away.
Oh,
Our condolences to his family and his friends.
Absolutely.
I'm sure he'll be missed by many.
Absolutely. So like I said at the beginning of the show, we're going to be doing some new stuff. That last piece was from last weekend when we were at Wheels of Steel. See, every time I say it, I have a better shot of saying it right.
At least Mitch
The
does.
best was when you were like opening the whole
Oh,
show.
the entire
Because
show.
we handled all the sound inside in the big screens, and he like opened the show with the wrong name. It was awesome.
Yeah, and like all the ladies that run the show look straight at me and then look at Jason like, "Who's the amateur that you brought, dude?" But we got a lot of new stuff that we're going to be doing. Our first time tonight, we're going to be kicking off a special in this issue. It was actually an idea pitched to us by Steve Broyles. I'm going to give mad credit out to Poppy because
Poppy
He always
B,
comes up with the
I
greatest
think he's
ideas.
watching
I know,
tonight.
right? he watches this show with a discerning eye, dude. Like everything that we do, he's paying attention to.
Yes, he does, and he
Yep.
always gives
I
great
love him.
advice. So hands down.
So we're gonna do that later on in the show. We have a great guest tonight. If you guys saw the promo, Sasha from Sasha Cycles of Sturgis is gonna be on, and we're gonna get into some good talk with him. But just like always, the way we start Shop Talk off is with a quick stroll through a little program we call the news. First up in the news tonight, and you saw my smart-ass tweet the other day, Harley-Davidson brings the world together to debut all-new 2021 products in the HD 2021 Global Digital event on January 19th. Now, my smart-ass comment was the fact that Jason Momoa is kind of going to be the ambassador to this, and the big news, obviously, is the Pan American bike that they're coming out with. You know, like so many companies in response to everything COVID and how things are changing, Harley's actually doing a virtual release of their products. My thing was, you know, and this is no big deal except for, you know, maybe people on the inside. Like, I get the star power thing of Aquaman, but wouldn't you go and Jason Holman from Wheels of Steel and I were talking about this. Wouldn't you go with a guy like Ewan McGregor who, like, you know, around the world, he rode motorcycles around the world.
You know what's going to happen there, don't you?
What?
Harley Davidson's coming out with a jet ski.
Oh, dude, I literally just peed a little bit. That was so good. If Harley Davidson comes out with an Aquaman jet ski,
Oh, dude, that's
you need paid. You need paid. I'm telling you right now, that was the best shit you've come up with all year.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, who would be here all week.
That was almost as good as Snoop Dogg during the fight.
Yeah, right.
Almost.
Well, you know, and with that, let's just move on to the next thing in the news because there's no topping that shit right there. Second up in the news, IMS Outdoors.
Really?
Yes, they've changed to a summer show series, and it's all outside.
But I'm not sure about this.
I don't know. I think I like it.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. IMS has been a tradition forever, right? And like, you know, the wintertime show series, there's nothing else going on. Like, can you imagine in June, July, and August? Those are big city shows, but man,
They're doing one in Pennsylvania in September. That's a new one.
We're out in Pennsylvania.
So you guys can see more about this outdoors.motorcycleshows.com. You know, get all the information of everything that's going on. Obviously, we wish them luck because the industry needs these show series desperately, and anything that we can do to support it, we will. But yeah, that's gonna be a tough sell, I think.
I think I like it. I
Yeah?
like that outdoor.
Yeah.
I like the real ride-in outdoor.
I mean, I
thing, you know?
like the idea. It's just it's tough with everything else that goes on in the summer.
Oh,
Some of the dates I'm not kind of sure about because like it looks like one's gonna come like a week or so after Sturgis, and one's gonna come a week or so after Laconia, and then it looks like the Central Florida one might be during Biketoberfest. So I'm not sure. We'll have to.
I'll tell you
We'll
one
have
thing.
to check it out.
One thing that's for sure is if it's summertime and Harley Davidson is giving test rides out on that new jet ski, that's going to be the place to do it.
Maybe
right
that's
there,
why they're
baby.
doing it. God, this is a conspiracy right now.
Oh yeah,
Shit's going down.
Next up in the news, back to Harley Davidson with this is actually coming in from MCN. Harley Davidson 1250 Custom joins the Pan America in next year's post-pandemic lineup. I actually really kind of dig this
So
bike.
do I like it.
I
a
was
lot.
just gonna say the same thing.
Yeah.
I like it.
Me too.
Harley Davidson will release their new 1250 Custom model in 2021, sharing a common engine platform with the upcoming Pan American adventure bike. We've known the Pan America has been coming for some time, but the 1250 Custom was missing, presumed mothballed after the huge internal shakeup at the Bar and Shield brand. So it'll be good to see this come out.
It's like a stout little bitch right there.
It is.
Huh?
It is.
Yeah.
I dig it. I think
It's
that's
kind
I
of
like the ride one. I'm gonna see.
it's a modern and I forgive me for saying this. It's kind of a modern version of the T-Dozer that you did. Like it's just beefy and burly looking for a
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool looking.
1200.
them's fighting
Just saying.
words. Just saying. Not
I
hating.
said
not
modern
hating.
version.
Not hating, just saying. All right, listen, man, with that, we're going to take a little break from the news. Like I said, we got lots more news and more stuff from in this issue of the magazine coming up after we get to our guest. But with this, we're going to hurry up and switch gears and get over to our guest this evening, Sasha. So help me welcome to the show. Hey guys, what's up? Wait, the mute. They got to hit the mute button. My bad.
This is the first time he's done this, in case y'all can't tell.
You got to hit the mute. You got to hit the mute button. Oh,
Oh,
I
snap.
think they have their phone backwards too.
I don't know.
Oh, son of a bitch. If you guys
Son
can
of a
hear us,
biscuit.
you have to unmute on your side. There you go. I'm sorry. I should have told. See, I'm a bad.
Probably us.
There you go.
There we go.
All right.
Sorry about that.
What's up?
Man, listen, we're so excited to talk to you guys. Haven't seen you or really talked to you since we were there in Sturgis for a little bit. And you know, if for you guys that don't know, Sasha and his shop were all the news this year in Sturgis. Tons of chopper jockeys outside that joint the whole time we were going up and down the street. I'm like, what's going on over there? We finally got to hang out with him a little bit after Sturgis was practically over. And he was in the middle of building a bitchin' little panhead, and we've been waiting to get him back on the show to talk about the many splendors of having a motorcycle shop at the actual epicenter of the motorcycle universe. Living the dream? Come on.
Definitely a dream, my man.
So, all joking aside, man.
Yeah, all joking aside, can you work on jet skis?
Not yet, but something gonna have to.
Yeah, because if Aquaman's rocking the bar and shield jet ski,
Yeah.
we're all gonna have to learn that shit. Oh
Hell
my
yeah.
God. So how has it been? How's it been? So you were just getting settled. I mean, lot of work to get there, a lot of work to get through the rally, and then probably 2 weeks after the rally, it snowed.
Yeah, it got really cold really early for a little while, and everything kind of turned into a South Dakota winter, and it was kind of refreshing because it still felt like we were at home.
Yeah.
And we're just at our new home now, and everything's settling in, and the community, the city everybody's been so good to us. We've got the best neighbors. We've made so many new friends that we never thought we would ever get a chance to do, and it's been really amazing and humbling.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome because, everybody in the back of their head would probably sits there and thinks, "Oh my God, it's got to be paradise to have a motorcycle shop in Sturgis." Until you actually spend time in Sturgis outside a rally, like that's a tough place to live. You got to be half badass just to be there.
Yeah, South Dakota can get pretty rough in the wintertime. There's no doubt about it. Lindsay and I are South Dakota kids. We lived on the east side most of our lives, and then we moved out here. And actually, the winters out here are a little calmer and less treacherous than we were from. So that was kind of a plus last year when we first came.
Where
out.
are you from? The Arctic?
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty close.
So I thought it was the coolest thing. Like when we were talking to you back in Sturgis, man, I was like, so how did this whole thing happen? Because I'm trying to figure out how a man goes to his wife and says, "Hey, look, we're gonna move to Sturgis and I'm gonna open up a motorcycle shop." And it was actually her that came to you, right?
Yeah. This was kind of a plan we've had in our back pocket for about a decade. And we've been saving and scraping and just kind of, maybe later on we'll get a chance. And that's Black Hills is where we want to end up. And most likely Sturgis is the place we would likely want to be in. And it was around the 4th of July, 2019. And she had 3 days off. She came home from work, and we were getting ready to just kind of have our own little thing at home. She says, pack your bags. I said, okay. I'm just like, we're going on a trip. I said, all right, far out. I started packing the bags, and I'm like, so where are we going? And she's like, we're going to Sturgis. And I dropped my clothes. I'm like, babe, it's like a day to get there. We'll spend a day there, and it'll be a day to get back. It's not enough time. It's a sweet idea, but she says, no. She said, there's a job opening. You're going to move your store You're going to have your shop in Sturgis. We're going to live in Sturgis. I'm going to work in Rapid, and now is the time. This is our time, and we're going to take it. And I was floored. I was like, oh, wow. Like, what are we? All right. Buckle up.
So you actually had a little bit of back and forth settling on the spot that you were going to be in. I remember a little bit from our conversation, and you didn't know for sure it was going to be the spot where you are now at first.
Yeah, we actually, the house that we bought, we live on Main Street. It was an accident that we found that house. So I had to come out here and look at another place. We were going to put an offer on that one. We put an offer on another house that fell through. We put an offer on a shop first in town before we put an offer on the first house. That fell through. And I came out here. We found a house that was going to work out. It was a little smaller. It was like really small, but we needed a place to live. So I went in and looked at it. I was going to put the offer in the morning. I told my realtor, there's one more shop I want to look at tomorrow before we leave. Lindsay literally, I was heading back to the hotel room, and she told me, get on Zillow right now. It's a new house went up for sale 7 hours ago. It's 7 hours from East River, South Dakota, where we're at, to here. It literally went on the market like the hour I left. I got on. It had a little 20 by 30 shop in the back. I'm like, you know what? We'll just do the shop out of there. We'll have a house. I called my realtor back and said, I got to look at this place real quick. She's like, oh, you're nuts. Probably is what she thought. And I walked in the house, and I said, 5 minutes. I said, this is it. Just put the offer in. And I'm sitting on the back porch of the house, and I see this building behind the house. And I said, find out who owns that building, because that would be a perfect shop. And she's like, oh, okay, whatever, Sasha. And she didn't say it. She was probably thinking that, you know. And by the time I got to the gas station out by the Buffalo Chip, we were approved for the house, and we started moving out. It was a period. It took we were still moving up until this day almost. But by the time we got back, we spent a winter out here, and we found out who owned the building here. And we talked to him a little bit, and we finally came together on a price. And before we knew it, we were signing the paperwork to make the purchase on the building here in town.
That's awesome.
That was the perfect storm. If anything was ever meant to happen, it was that.
Yeah.
The stars were aligned. Like we're a firm believer in karma and energy, and you couldn't even make this up. I mean,
That's amazing.
We're very humbled, blessed. We're very happy.
Well, I'll tell you what, you got a lot of fans are chiming in tonight. Actually, Mr. Darren McKay has given you some mad props here. He said, Sasha's two of the best humans with the new hottest spot in Sturgis for genuine motorbike culture.
Man,
Amen.
Darren's the man. I tell you what, he's like the epitome of the David Mann of our time, and the artistry just flows out of him. And we're hoping to probably maybe have some of his work here in the future to help display out in our shop, because he's out of sight. He's the best.
Well, that'd be the perfect fit.
Yeah. Darren and Missy are two great people.
Yep. Right on. So,
do you also work on cars? Because if not, there's something levitating behind the door there, behind you. Is that a picture? Or I'm like looking at
Mark,
the.
it's a pleasure to finally meet you, my man.
It's nice to meet you also.
No, I'm a jack of all trades and a master of none. But you got to have your side hustle so you can keep the shop lights on and keep your heat going.
That's right, baby. That's right.
Yeah, keep it going in every direction. That's how you make it.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
So I like to know the basics. I know I ask like the standard typical questions, but I always find it fascinating. Like the basics, like how old were you when you started riding? What was your first bike? And when did you know that motorcycles were it for you, that was what you wanted to do with your life?
I think it was like 1984. I was 4 years old. Our neighbor had a Yamaha DT400. It had the yellow and white tank. And he rolled up down the driveway, and I wanted to go for a ride on it. My folks were like, that's not going to happen. And I freaked out and everything. And they're like, okay, you can go for a ride. So they put me on the front of the bike, or our neighbor put me on the front of the bike, and he was riding it. And we went about probably like 100 yards, and we hit a gopher hole or like a badger hole. And my head moved, and that yellow tank got really red, and my mouth got really warm. I knocked my two front teeth out.
Oh my
God! First time I went on a ride. in kindergarten, my teeth were still black. You can see it. And when my teeth grew in, they were crooked. And I got called Bucky for a while until I got braces. But that was my first ride on a motorcycle.
Oh, yeah.
Right on. Lindsay, do you ride?
Not yet.
That's my answer too. I'm
I've
working
gone
on
out
it.
by myself, but yeah, not officially yet.
Right on. Good for you.
She's
Maybe
on the
we'll
back of my bike
be able to
once.
take some of our first rides together. I'm working on learning. That's my goal for 2021.
Yeah, we
Me too.
actually got Heather a little pair of vintage CB200s that we're gonna work
nice.
into a little cafe bike for her. So we'll see.
Righteous.
See how that goes. So lots of work, right? Lots of work opening a new shop. We got some pictures from when you were rolling in.
Now, I assume you guys did most of the work yourself, if not all.
Oh, moving?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well-
and
yeah.
getting the shop ready. See,
Yeah.
Chris, now you cannot complain about New England snow. Do you see that?
Oh,
That's
my
the
God.
sidewalk, dude.
That's awesome.
Yeah. See.
That's awful.
But I have to tell you, like, here's the thing. We live in Pittsburgh, and it never snows like this anymore. I am vehemently opposed to shoveling snow ever at all.
That's because I do it.
I think it's like mopping rain. You know, like if it snows that much, that's God telling you, stay at home. Don't do shit today. That's it.
Or buy a bigger, better 4-wheel drive truck, one or the other, which I believe. So,
Oh, baby, that's a lot of snow.
did you renovate the inside of the shop yourself? Did you have somebody come and do that? Do you do that also?
No, we did all that stuff.
Did
Honestly, Mark, we wouldn't have been able to afford that if we couldn't DIY all the stuff ourselves.
Well, I wouldn't
We
try. I
hired
mean,
a moving company.
I saw the shop. I didn't know if maybe you just brought stuff with you and did stuff yourself. But man, you did a great job. It looks good.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Well, thank you, Mark. Thank you, my man.
Yeah, it's
They're
got
like us, Mark. They have to do everything themselves if they want to be able to do it.
Yeah, right.
well, it's got that feel too. You know, that's what we talk
Yeah.
about with the shop in
Yeah.
Russellton all the time. You can't, you can go get a state of the art facility, but there's just something about a feel
Yeah.
of an old building like that, man.
Yeah,
You
if
can't
If you
can't
walk
take that
into
away.
it and it doesn't scream, you know.
I'm haunted. No, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
well, that we found that out just here the other day. But yeah, if it doesn't scream like, you know, design and like make you want to do something in it, I can't work in the building. So yeah, it's cool. It's nice to have a good feel as you work on stuff.
Well, that and
Definitely a
for
positive
me,
vibe.
there's no greater satisfaction when you can look at something that you did and say, I did that. You know, whether it be a motorcycle
Yeah.
or renovating a building or putting up a new wall, like just
Or-
being able to say, I did that,
or-
it had to be so great for them.
Or working on your new
Oh, yeah.
hot rod project.
Yeah, right. I like that idea.
Have make sure you write this down. What that she said this today too.
I didn't say that.
I
It
kind of heard you say
sorta-
it. You sort of
sounded
yeah.
like that.
So let's get back to Sasha and Lindsay because this is their show.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, hey, he
What's
might
been
be
your
into working
biggest
on the hot
challenge
rod,
so
too.
far?
The biggest challenge?
Yeah.
Yeah, so far.
Finding the shop.
Yeah, finding our place, finding a place to do business. There was honestly a time we started like, man, I don't know about this. We were planning on for 2020 pre COVID and all that stuff. We were gonna sit it out. Like, you know what? We're gonna sleep in our own beds every night, and we're gonna like kind of go down certain streets and like watch where traffic would flow and kind of scout out a good area that might happen. So we kind of given up on it, and when we were able to get a hold of the owners of this place, we got the phone number from our neighbor. Actually, I used to shovel her driveway out. She had COPD, and she was a wonderful woman. And one day it was like late February, and she had asked me. She goes, "How's that cycle shop search going, Sasha?" And I'm like, "Not worth a shit, Shirley." She goes in the house and she grabs a piece of paper and says, "Call this guy." I said, "Okay." I'm like, "Thank you, Shirley." And I gave Joe a call and said, hey man, I'm your neighbor across the way. And he just, at first, he's kind of like, what do you want? I said, you ever thought about selling that building out there? He's like, actually, yeah, maybe that's a possibility. Hang on a second. And he took a second and we talked a little bit, and we ended up meeting a few days later, and we chatted and we clicked, and things just felt really like warm. It was just like, I don't know, the scenario, like you couldn't plan it out any better. And before we knew it, we were signing paperwork with our bank back home, and things it just happened. It was really,
again,
it was
you
really
were meant
weird.
to be there. Like this was a gift from whatever you believe in, that is where you're supposed to be.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now we get to share our passion with our friends and our new friends. We meet new people every day, and it's, like the machines and the bikes, and they're all great. They're fun, and you get to create something and turn it into something really cool, but we're just vessels. We get to just kind of be caretakers of this stuff while we're here. But it's like tonight, like being able to talk with you guys, it's the memories that we get to make in the relationships that we make with people here. That's what we get to take with us wherever it is later on. And that's what's really special about
You're
this.
definitely one of the good ones, man. You really are. Definitely one of the good ones.
You all are, guys. You guys are amazing. Seriously.
Too many people. Too many people, and I don't know if we're through this time. Motorcycling has come down in popularity a little bit, but man, for a while there, it just seemed like, everything was about a dick measuring contest and about how much money you could throw at stuff. And it's so good to see cats like you in this that are staking a claim on the soul of this culture again. It's so good.
So, and Chris, I may be speaking out of turn, and Sasha, I don't know. I mean, I have no idea if you get Cycle Source magazine or if you read the editorials, but Sasha is one of the guys that will never see you at the show, bro, because he believes in what you believe and what Mark believes and what I believe. And it's really your life, and it's the connections that you make, and it's so much more than selling that part or selling that build.
Well,
absolutely.
That's how he strikes me anyway.
Yes, sir. Well, so let's talk motorcycles for a minute, because like I said, when we were there, you had I believe it was this panhead up on the lift, and you were talking about the things you were gonna do to it. And then when we were getting ready for the show, Heather was showing me some of the assets, and I'm like, damn, did that thing come out tight?
It was a 52 FL. I started it. I picked up the drivetrain on Labor Day in 19, in the midst of the move out here. So I had to go 11 hours the wrong way to pick up the drivetrain. And then last winter, I found a wishbone frame, a real wishbone frame for it. And I just started collecting parts. And about May, Memorial Day, we're like, man, dude, you got a shop now. It's not all put together. You don't have all your tools in order and all that shit. But it's like, start getting this thing put together. So about mid-June, I hit the frame with black, and my friend Bill Granger here in Sturgis, he came in, and I was gonna borrow some paintbrushes from him. He's like, no, man. He's like, try to do something like this. And I'm like, dude, I can't do that. I'm not a painter. He goes, well, give me a shot at it. I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, absolutely. I got the frame back from Bill Granger July 1st or 2nd of this year, and he brought the pinstripe with the yellow and stuff back. I bought a tank for my friend Michael Geltz out of Keokuk, Iowa. He does Flying Weasel paints. Flying Weasel paint. He is both of those guys are amazing. But the work they were able to gel together, July 2nd or 3rd, I started putting the drivetrain in the panhead. And the paint was almost dry, but I was like, my whole plan for that pan was to get it ready for the rally in time. And I had shortcomings on trying to find the parts I needed to make it able to happen. But I got parts from the panhead from my friends, Vitsy Boys out of Bismarck. They're really great guys. They're good chopper builders too, another guys to look out for. and everything just started to kind of come together. And then Rally came, and holy shit, we got busy. I learned that at Rally, you're not going to start cracking beer at 5 in the afternoon if you're going to survive. I mean, we'd be here at 7 a.m. till start kicking the drunk people out about 10 o'clock, letting our friends know about 10:30. Hey, man, we got to go to bed. We got to get up and do this in the morning. But everybody we had out here that was camping and stuff, like our friends Chris Miller, he was a kid. He's like 23. He rides all over the world. But we had so many friends here, Cody and Drew, and it was a cool community out here. And then it was just, everything just gelled. It was really special.
Yeah.
Did you say you got to sleep during the rally?
A little bit.
See, FNG. FNG.
I ended up finishing the bike about 2 weeks after rally. My friend, the legend Stacy McCleary, I had ordered 2 sets of pipes for that thing, and I kept getting swing arm pipes from the companies. Yeah. And Stacy he got my phone number, and we've been talking here a little bit here afterwards since rally. He's like, "Is this your address where you get stuff?" And he had gotten a pipe for me, the rear pipe I needed, and it came in the mail, and I was floored. Here's a guy that has been a hero of mine for years. Like I've seen him in magazines and stuff, and I finally met him this year. He's setting me apart. I'm just like this. I still wake up in the morning pinching myself. I'm like, that's not real, is it? Like I'm dreaming right now.
Yeah, Stacy may be one of my new favorite people. Yeah.
Oh, look at that scooter from Hill City Cycles, looking good, Sasha. We at Hill City Cycles, South Dakota. Support
hey, what's
your
up,
shop.
Scooter?
Yep, right on. Yeah, Stacy's one of those guys too, man. I was editing down our original Sturgis movie, and I was going through Stacy's interview again, and the part where Jack's interviewing him and asking him, so you do this out of your garage? And he was like, yeah. He said, I don't really sell anything. And I was like, yeah, go Stacy.
He is. That dude is so real. He's the lifestyle right there. Stacy's one of those guys that he's not flamboyant. He's not anything. What he is real, 100% real. Probably one of the greatest people I've ever met. I just love him to death. Him and his wife are 2 of my favorites, hands down.
Amazing people.
We love them.
We love them. If I had any goals in my life to strive to be a builder, not just as a bike builder, but like as a human being, Stacy's that's my goal.
So hey, you guys have a little treat for us here, because in spite of our shit talking about the amount of snow that's out there, Sturgis, like I've been a bunch of different times of the year. I've been to Sturgis when it's not rally, and man, it's that perfect Main Street USA around the holidays. And you actually took us on a little ride down Main Street and showed us the holiday. So I want you guys to give us a little commentary as we're going through your video and talk about how Sturgis dresses up for the holiday season.
Awesome.
So yeah, there's starting at the museum. We're coming down the street, and this is what you're looking at is right where the fantastic rally pictures come with the row after row of motorcycles. And there they have all their, small town USA decorations up just like the rest of us do. What a beautiful town.
We have to say that I loved the video they sent, and this is it, but we had to take the audio out because they had Rob Zombie playing, which I absolutely loved. However, Facebook land and YouTube land would have totally zapped our asses on it.
Sure.
It was so great. I'm watching it going, yeah.
So this is actually Harley's little event complex.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah, man.
Yes. They do like a tree lighting ceremony, and then like the mayor reads like a Christmas story to all the little kids. And then they set up like you can get like hot toddies out there. People be giving out like chocolate, popcorn, fresh like fire roasted chestnuts, which are to die for. It's such a sweet event out there, and Santa will come and.
Well, at least we know we're putting their money into something.
Right. Well,
otherwise, in them jet skis.
That's good
No.
shit.
Harley Davidson's rocking and rolling, man. I think there's a lot of cool things in the future with that company that I think everybody's going to be really happy about.
Hey, you know what? We've said for a long time, in spite of us, because we bust our balls every chance we get, but it starts and ends with that bar and shield.
Yeah, we
that
all ride them.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't have anything to chop if they didn't have if
That's
that wasn't
right.
there. So,
Is that
like,
that's
seriously?
my girl. I'm so proud of you, honey.
We'll be back to hot rods again.
What?
Right.
Hey.
Like everybody that's F the factory and stuff like that. Like, what do you think the platform you're using is? If it wasn't for the factory, you wouldn't have that platform, you dumbass.
Exactly.
Hey, listen, that was one of my favorite interviews ever. I got to around the time that he did his first book. I got to interview Sonny Barger, and it wasn't my question. One of the other journalists who was there asked him, "So, why Harley Davidson, Sonny?" And he was like, "I don't really know." He said there was better bikes. It's just what we ended up on.
Something else just to aggravate yourself in the long run.
That was the best shit ever right there, dude.
Hey, somebody did post earlier that if they, like Harley Davidson's next thing is going to be a plane. If they made one, would you fly on it? I mean, keep it. The bikes they build, they're great, but that gives us something to make better, make our own way.
Well,
so kudos to
we
them.
just screw it up. Like some of us would put great big propellers on it. Some of us would, slam the ass end way
drop
down.
it, chop the wings
Fast
down.
boat paint jobs.
Those wings look really cool. They don't keep you up in there, but they look great.
So what's coming up for you guys next? Obviously, we want to get that Panhead in the magazine
Yes.
for sure.
Oh, man. We'd be honored, you guys. We'd be honored so much. Thank you.
So we'll have to.
I'll get my shit together and get it buttoned up, and we'd love that.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's the future hold for Sasha Cycles?
Well, I think we're gonna get a sign out front for next year, and we got a couple things going on that we're gonna get geared up for next year that we're kind of still keeping under wraps a little bit. But 2020 all around has been a really trying year for everyone, including ourselves. But as far as our business and trying to build something, we know it's going to take several years before we have something that's worthy of anything. But 2020 has been such a monumental year for us that I strongly believe 2021 is going to be off the charts here.
Well, I'll tell you what, dude. And these are not just my sentiments, but everybody that's commenting on here tonight, and I think the general feeling is, you're the right kind of people. If it was just coming down to your shop and spending time having a beer and sitting outside of your shop, that's definitely worthy. But we're definitely all going to keep our eyes on you and see what you're up to, and that's going to be right there. Like if you don't recognize the building, burn that into your head. There's the address on the website. Make sure you're paying attention, because this is the spot. And yes, you do need a sign up in that square.
Yeah, actually. Yeah.
Hopefully this spring.
We ought to get. You know what? You know who we ought to pressure on that?
Can we help him with that sign, honey?
We should. I got a.
Lindsay, send me the dimensions of that sign.
Yeah, I got a sign guy that we can pressure into something. Maybe we can help work that out.
Wow, you guys! Thank you. We don't even know what to say. Thanks.
Oh, you're a good
your
dude.
Support. And I tell you what, we really did what you guys have done for 25 years. My first Cycle Source magazine, I think it was 2006. We came out to the rally, and I always saw it was Gilby Clarke, the rhythm guitar player of Guns N' Roses, and a Panhead. And I was just like, hell yeah, I want that. And then Cycle Source, I'm like, cool. And I just, ever since then, the work that you guys do, the time that you put in, the chances that you give little guys like us to have a voice in the motorcycle industry is so amazing. We just thank you from the bottom of our hearts. It's amazing what you guys do.
No, man, listen.
Keep it up. Keep kicking ass.
I'm glad he remembers that year, because I only remember a little bit of it.
Yeah, but I remember the year that
I
Gilby.
remember that part of that. year.
The Gilby was on the
Maybe.
cover. I remember
Yeah,
that.
right. Yeah.
So yeah, check them out. SturgisVintageMotorcycles.com is the website that we just had up. Also on Facebook. Let me click over to that. Sasha Cycles of Sturgis.com is the
there you are,
website.
honey.
Sasha Cycles of Sturgis on Facebook. Oh yeah, look at that. Me with the
Oh.
shovel head.
There's that bike somebody stole parts off sitting in front of your house.
Real quick, I want to congratulate Sasha. He just got elected to the board of the Sturgis Motorcycle
Yeah.
Museum and Hall of Fame. So
I heard about
congratulations,
that, dude.
Sasha.
Congratulations.
That's
Thanks,
fantastic.
guys. Thank you so much.
How cool is that, right? How cool is that? You know, it's long been my sentiment that for a lot of us, like I started really feeling an endearment to this project whenever guys like Sugar Bear and Mondo started getting into the Sturgis Hall of Fame, because really for our community, for our culture, most of these guys are never going to make it into the AMA Hall of Fame. There's still that imaginary line between the riffraff that we represent to the AMA and who they'll actually have in their hallowed halls. So, you know, for a lot of us, man, the Sturgis Hall of Fame and Museum is that's our hallowed halls, you know. So good for you, buddy.
Yeah. They do such a great job there.
They really do.
Just keeping the flame alive. I mean, there's people that come that love motorcycles and want to be part of it, but maybe the rally isn't kind of their thing or their scene, but they'll come in the off year and they get a chance to experience that here. What Emma Garvin's done there, our man Josh, I mean, everybody there at the museum and everybody so far that I've met there on the board, I mean, they're all amazing. It's really a sense of community and love for what we have all in common. It's amazing what they do at the Sturgis Motorcycle Museum and Hall of Fame.
Absolutely, man. Well, listen, on behalf of everybody here at the show, I want to thank you guys for taking some time and hanging out with us. I'm looking forward to many, many more times that we have you on here to talk about stuff, and definitely getting a photographer out there to shoot that panhead, because that thing is a badass.
Thank you guys so much for having us. Well, we'll see you in Sturgis, all right?
Yes, sir.
Make sure you guys stay in touch, please, and let us know if there's anything we can do to help you further your plans or whatever it may be. You're good people.
Thank you.
Thanks, you guys. Have a great night.
Hey, and Lindsay, thanks for helping us put this all together too.
She
Absolutely.
is awesome. I want her to manage all of our guests. She had assets to me. She had questions. She was the bomb. Like, everybody needs Lindsay.
Right on.
She's my rock.
Oh, Emma Garvin is watching. How nice.
Oh,
hey,
right
Emma.
on. We were just talking about the museum. I hope you heard some of that stuff. All right, guys. Well, listen, thanks again. You guys make sure you go check them out. Sturgis, Sasha Cycles of Sturgis.com. You definitely see us there in Sturgis next year, because that was the spot this year.
I think that should be like our home base. He made Lindsay made the mistake of offering space for our camper, and I'm thinking,
All right, man. So listen, we have a little bit more stuff to get through here. I know we started a little bit late tonight, and we're heading into the hour mark. But one of the things that we told you about at this top of the hour was a new feature that we're going to be doing. That's stuff from the actual issue that's on the newsstands right now. It's a little special that we're putting together called Hot Off the Press. Okay, and first up, Mr. Ray Llanes' cover bike from this month's Cycle Source magazine, available on newsstands right now. Sweet ass motorcycle that we scooped up in Daytona back when there was freedom and actual motorcycle events this year. Ray, what's going on, man?
Not too much. How you doing, Chris?
I'm good. Not quite as good. It looks like wherever you are in the world, it's nice and sunny and warm, and
yeah, it's in a mid to high 60s. You know, it's nice out.
So let's talk about this motorcycle, because I was lucky enough to get the feature that was behind this in the magazine. But the story of you and where you do this and behind you is what I'm assuming is the Copper Top Garage that we talk about in the article.
The one and only, yeah. It's a 17 by 10 shed. I mean, pretty much, you know, one of those prefabs. I mean, it's pretty nice, but I mean, it's a small spot to work.
Well, let's take us on a little tour of the Copper Top Garage, and then let's look at that motorcycle.
As you can see up here, there's a sign up there, and it says "Manure Happens." Well, that's what That's this is my little shop. I just it looks like a Harbor Freight showroom is what I call it sometimes. But
hey man, I
got a
love
lot
this.
of good stuff.
I love this.
This lift right here actually got one of the coupons out of your magazine, man.
Nice.
For $299, can't beat it. So this is just another major influence of mine right here. Good friend, Arlen Fatman.
Yeah, buddy. The man.
And my good friends up there, you see Warren and Steven and Grimy. Grimy built my motor. There he is.
Right on.
Warren helped me with the exhaust on that bike.
Warren is another one that's a constant inspiration, man. We've talked about him for hours.
Yeah. And like I said, my space up here, that's one of my lofts up there. I got another one on the other side that's where I have all my parts. But here's something real cool. This is something Bill Dodge made for me. I even wrote the date on it right here. But that's an oiling diagram, like oil line diagram that he drew. And I had it when he explained it, but I just thought it was so cool that he just took the time. He drew it for me.
Yeah.
Bill's another one of these guys that he's always, he's like family to me, and we've been friends and just awesome dude. And he took the time to do that for me. And then of course, you have the magical paper, this one, cause everybody's got that one.
Oh yeah, buddy.
But just, little doodads, like here's my dirty used legs that I use. This thing's tiny, but make some good spacers, and I could make I made my pegs on there. I made just cool shit. Okay, here we go.
There we go. So
all right, so
that's our cover bike
right
baby.
here, man. I just give you a quick little around the bike. I'll go into some of the details with it.
Okay, I got to tell you, and it humbles me to have to admit this to you. I'm totally ripping off the tank design. on my next bike, like the Twisted T bike this year is going to have that tank design, and it's totally because of your motorcycle.
Oh, thanks, Chris. I really appreciate it, man.
You appreciate that I'm ripping you off? You are such a gentleman. You should tell me what a prick I am.
No, dude. So let me start. I just wanted to show just some of the little things. I mean, everything on here is stainless, and I turned all these bolts and just made stuff like I made like these controls down here. I mean, I
love it.
Yeah, just like little influences from different people that I've had through the years. I just I do all. By the way, I do all my seat pans out of fiberglass. By the way, so I like how they mold, like this one, how it just molds to the frame, and I'll show you another one that I did that kind of works that way. And my buddy Mike Hallerhan over from TWT is making these for me. That's my little copper top garage with
right on.
Harry Potter font.
Yeah, it looks like a little bit of taking care of business in the middle there too.
Yeah. So I mean, just giving you some I just wanted to make this bike, Chris, where in my head what I had was just something that resembled something between a drag bike and a flat tracker, stripped down and nice and clean. I had a guy scratching his head the other day because he couldn't figure out where the battery was, and he didn't see a magneto. So he was like,
yeah,
because does this thing even run? And I go, sure it does. So I started it for him. He goes, well, I don't understand where you get your power from. Where's the magneto? I said, it's got a battery. And he couldn't figure out. He goes, what is it, under the bike? I said, no, it's right here in this nifty little oil tank. It's a little 4-cell anti-gravity.
Dude, you should have totally played it up.
So
actually, inside the oil tank is a small amount of magical unicorn piss.
Yeah, but I just, like I said, I just wanted to do it, and I have like little trinkets from the years. If you look over here, I have my choke knob is a little West Coast Choppers one off of one of Jesse's bikes, and I got that from Bill. And then, just on the other side, I have that Indian Larry clutch plate. So, and then this one in the background here, this is the one I'm currently working on.
That's on deck.
Yeah, that's on deck.
Yeah, buddy. One of your big influences is Jeff Cochran, like so many of us. And
oh man,
you desperately wanted to build a bike in that vein, but couldn't bring yourself to just rip off Jeff's style. So you made it your own.
Yeah, Jeff is a friend and a gentleman, and I could never do that. He guided me a lot too. I would call him, and like I said, I mean, he would just, any question I had, even if I had design ideas, and I'd bounce it off of him, and he'd tell me, well, I don't know. He goes, I've thought about doing that, but I wouldn't do it. And then he would apologize for telling me, what he thought. I was like, Jeff, that's the reason I'm calling you. So
this is all it takes. People think all the time when they see those motorcycles, especially a bike on the cover, they imagine where that thing's made and who it's made by. And I mean, that's taking nothing away from your abilities, but this is it, man. Get in the garage and do it. That's all it takes.
For years, I built little things here and there, basically just putting a gas tank here, just kind of customizing a Sportster or two, and shovel heads that I've had through the years, because I've had many, 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 many bikes. I mean, I've been doing this shit for a long time, but never put the effort, because I was, not that I was intimidated, but there's so many good guys out there that I always thought, man, is
okay. So something wrong with that video, but we'll get back to Ray on that bike in a minute. This is that night, man. This is that night. Started out, couldn't get
got really cold outside and it froze.
Couldn't get the clock working. Now I forget to bring
Sasha
Heather.
and Lindsay with that?
What's that?
I said it's still been great. You can't complain.
No. And like I said, this is some new stuff that we're plugging into this, so we hope you guys are digging it. I apologize to Ray that part of his interview got knocked out. We do want to remind you guys that this is Shop Talk, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every week we go live with Shop Talk. We have a couple more things that we want to remind you guys about. One thing in particular is our main man, Mr. Mitch Bodine, Magoo. I almost forgot your real name, Magoo.
Oh, and hi, Mitch, by the way.
So,
love you, buddy.
This beautiful print from Richie Pan of Mr. Bill Dodge. There's short time to go on this. If you guys aren't aware of this, let me bring up the Instagram. If you go to Magoo117, he got together with Cindy Pan. They're auctioning off this art with 100% going to Bill Dodge. It's the one only copy of Richie Pan's art that appeared in the Horse magazine. Bill said he'll sign it for the winning bid. 16 by 20 canvas with a wood frame, and the auction 2 weeks. So Sunday, the December the 20th, 6 p.m. Eastern is when it goes off. I believe the bid that they're up right now, the highest bid that they have right now is $1,200 for this piece. Mm-hmm. So there's time for you guys to get there and get a bid in. A absolutely one of a kind piece of art, and for a super good cause. I mean, anybody that doesn't know, Bill was involved in an accident that's going to have him out of commission for quite a long time, and his friends getting together like this to help him out are going to try to help to get him through it. So make sure you go check that out.
So I think I decided, as we talked to Lindsay and Sasha, that you need a storefront.
Oh, in Sturgis, South
Dakota? And I say this, and I say you need a storefront because a lot of what they said reminded me of you. And almost every bike you've built, you've said, I'm building this one to sell.
Oh, I'm so full of shit.
He's never sold one.
I'm so full of shit. The problem is I need a storefront to sell penny candy, because that's it. I would have a chance of selling some of that. Other than that.
No, it's not that it's that you refuse choose to sell them. You're like, oh, I'm building this one to sell. And then you finish it and you're like, yeah, no, it's got to stay. You get like this attachment to it, like a child.
You know, after the show, you and I are going to talk. But listen, there's
she's
still...
she's going to tell you stuff.
She is going to tell me. Right. She's going to tell me where to bear shit in the woods. So listen, there's still time to get in on the Twisted Tea Dozer. Text to 24587. You can also go to twistedtea.com or cyclesource.com. Get in to enter to win that motorcycle for free. They have announced that we'll be extending this program through till June, I believe, is the cutoff date now. And we're giving it away live from a main stage in Sturgis to be announced.
That's exciting.
It is exciting. Also exciting, it's just about time for the year in review issue where we announce our best ofs. Is the voting closed?
Tonight at midnight. So they still have
tonight at midnight. So if you haven't voted, let me show you how easy it is to do this. We're going to take you back to the website page, and you go to cyclesource.com right here. Right up in this top corner, it says 2020 Source Awards voting. That will take you to a screen that lets you vote for all the bikes that were in the magazine this year, for Man of the Year, Woman of the Year, a bunch of different categories to make sure that in a year that was undoubtedly one of the toughest we've seen in a long time, the people who did good stuff will get the credit for doing it. So it's a little thing we do every year. We wrap it up with our year in review issue, which is one chance to take a look at the year that was before we move on. And it's been our extreme pleasure to do that now. God, that's going on
a long time.
Yeah, that's like well over a decade, heading into 20 years. Yeah. I'm getting too old. This magazine's making me old.
You're the magazine is almost a quarter of a century old.
Shut up, Heather.
I was supposed to say it.
Shut up, Heather.
Almost a quarter. That's pretty awesome, though. Real quick, I just want to let people know, because we did have Emma on here. I think she still may be here, and Patrick. I've got in the works. Emma's going to come on, I think, around January 17th, and we're going to announce next year's inductees for the Sturgis Hall of Fame.
Very cool.
And I'm trying to get her to surprise some of the people that are being inducted. Maybe have them on as guests and make the announcement while we're on. Not sure if she's going to go for it, but I'm working on it.
That's awesome, man. Always good to see that. Like I said, for me, for my money, man, you know, a lot of people from our community, from our culture, are never going to have a chance to get in the AMA Hall of Fame. So really, the Sturgis Hall of Fame and Museum is our representation of the life and times of people from this side of the motorcycling. So anything we can do to help them out is always enough for us.
And
that was for you, Heather.
I thought that was for Jason. He called you out as being a half a century old.
Oh no, this is for Jason. There you go. There's an extra one. One of these over here and another one. Christ. Young bastard. So there's some more stuff in the news, but honestly, we're not going to get to it tonight because we went over a little bit. I seem to have completely overestimated how much stuff I could squeeze into one show. We appreciate you guys. Watch the old shit. Yeah, you tell him, Poppy.
That's right. Dude, and Poppy said, like, he's had like 5 comments tonight.
Yeah.
Like, everything he says is great. Just keep him coming. You know, just start texting me stuff.
Dude.
He's inspirational. I'm telling you right now.
I'm literally going back and doing a standalone social media post on you talking about the Harley Davidson building a jet ski. Because that shit right there,
yeah,
that goes right up with Jay Leno being on the show. You know what I mean? It's going to be Jay Leno, you talking about Aquaman and the Harley Davidson powered jet ski. And who knows what else, but
that was off the cuff, you know.
As long as you guys keep watching, we'll keep doing it. I want to send a big thanks out again to everybody over at Chopper Town, Chop Cult, everyone that supports us, especially Dennis Kirk for allowing us studio space to make this thing happen every week, and especially to you guys for letting us into your headspace, sharing your home with us, and listening to our bullshit. And with that, we're going to cut you loose until next week when we come back Same chopper time.
Same chopper channel.
Bye, Felicia.
Aquaman and the Harley Davidson powered jet ski. That's just good shit right there, boys.